coronavirus. It's going to disappear. One day it's like a miracle. It will disappear.
Yeah,
Sweet home Alabama.
I think Messiah got the didn't press
home
record.
Alabama.
The didn't press record virus.
Oh yeah, I got the record virus. Yeah, take 3. Yeah, but as everyone feels, I know a lot of people probably feeling right now. The news is so crazy that this is one of the few times that we're doing the second take. So I don't give a fuck. I keep talking about this shit.
Yeah.
This shit is crazy.
Let me let y'all guys in on a little bit of a secret, right? Like when we set this up today, I've really been out of it. Very physically taxed, very mentally taxed from other things unrelated to the show. And I'm just like, damn, dude, like I'm kind of dragging. And then on take 1, we start talking about this shit. And then Dr. Evil comes out. Yeah. So
and then speaking of fucking craziness, I want to keep people up to date with the news right now. And then also we're going to talk about Alabama. We're going to talk about Alabama today, which has the lowest vaccine rate in the country. It's number 1 in that. Was number 1. So more than 65,000 vaccine doses are wasted because of low uptake. They're throwing away vaccines in Alabama because health providers can't get enough people to take the vaccines before they expire. It has the lowest rate. We've seen footage of people waiting in the dirt, wearing socks and sandals in the dirt, waiting for vaccines in Haiti, South Africa, India, all over the world. People are fucking waiting in line for long ass times for fucking the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. Not even the ones that the ones that are gonna expire next week. We've seen people literally milk that's gonna expire in a half hour. Giving people like yogurt that has like the layer on it. That's how we're treating the rest of the world. And in Alabama, they're throwing away 65,511 doses have gone out of date, according to state health officer Scott Harris.
Well, I think that a lot of people in Alabama would look at that as a victory. But we will see in the infection totals. We will look at the number of ICU beds filled up. We're going to look at the number of medical professionals who are either going to burn out, quit, or self-terminate as a result of all of. We're going to really see, because if you had 30,000 more people there, because that's what it roughly amounts to, about 32,000 more people who would have been vaccinated. That would have been a really strong way to counter the virus in the state of Alabama. But remember, Alabama is a red-blooded American state. And what does that mean? That means that in the state of Alabama, they adhere very closely to what it means to be an American. And what do I mean when I say what it means to be an American?
It means to have like Superspreader events.
To be a true American, you have to prioritize your convenience and your desires above the public good. Remember, extreme selfishness and self-centeredness is the American way. So you are not a real American. You don't love America if you love anybody besides yourself. So when you see vaccines being thrown in the trash, then you wave that red, white, and blue right before they intubate you because it's about to be a wrap.
Dr. Virginia is literally, that's what's going to happen on the weekend of August 21st, I believe, 22nd, Saturday night. Trump, he's coming back after hiding in his spider hole since he lost. He's coming back to his first public appearance in Alabama.
He had them in Arizona last month.
But he's coming to the heart of Trump country. He's going to congratulate them from.
Isn't he vaccinated?
I mean, he's been vaccinated since
right?
January, I think. Yeah.
Right. So he's not welcome in Alabama. What is he talking about?
No, he's going to have it at Lord Pebble Stadium in Alabama.
I just realized Alabama doesn't have any professional sports teams at the high pro levels. I just realized that.
So Trump is going to have Save America. His Save America. That's his political organization. Save America. They're holding Saturday night's rally at York Family Farms, an outdoor
Sir,
concert venue.
sir,
This place sounds like
sir,
Confederate flags everywhere.
sir. Would you like
Place.
to save America? Get vaccinated and put on a fucking mask. How about that? Let's start there. Because if all of you, I went again, like I did my driving live stream on the Dr. Evil Genius channel on YouTube.
You want to get tickets?
Uh,
So if you guys
I,
want to get 20,000 plus people, this is a super spreader event. This is a super spreader event. Even though it's outdoors, you're still gonna might get
no,
coronavirus.
because they're gonna cough in each other's noses for solidarity. See, I had this rant earlier today on my driving live stream.
So it's 20,000 people gonna be selfish. 20,000
Right.
people gonna be all selfish
But that's how
together.
you prove that you're a red-blooded American. Fuck everybody else. Fuck everybody else's health and safety, right? But as I said on my driving live stream earlier today, what kind of tactical sense does that make to have most of the Democrats take the virus seriously and then take the necessary precautions? And that means that less of them are going to end up with the worst outcome from the Rona. If you're a Republican, why would you try to get as many of your people infected and then drive up the number of Republicans that vote, drive them into their graves? Because you do understand that they cannot vote if they're dead,
I
or
mean,
or if they're in a hospital with a tube down their throat on election day.
and that's the whole reason why he's there is because Cullman County. So pretty much, it's the fourth state district where Trump got 80% of the vote in 2016, and 1% in 2020. So he got 1% higher, give or take, in 2020, higher than any district in the nation. So deep in Alabama, he gets that 81% vote, 80%, and he's going there to kill all those people. He's literally going there to sacrifice these people for voting for him. I can't say any other way what I see is happening here. Like, what else can you make of it? That these people vote for you, and you're gonna gather them all together. They're probably all old people with pot bellies, with like the cell phone hoister in
With
their
the
belt.
holster. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And their MAGA trucks. I'm talking to you.
They're
Mr.
probably
Rhodes.
smoking. They're smoking cool cigarettes, like
And
smoking
you know what?
Marlboros.
I picture them having a coughing orgy. You know what I'm saying? Because they'll be outside, but they're gonna get up close and personal. Yeah, have a cough.
It's 20,000
have a
people.
MAGA cough.
So you guys keep that number in mind.
Save
20,000 people are gonna all gather together, and maggot it up. So the researchers have pretty much showed you last year. I think we talked about this last year. We're going to bring it up again. That Trump rallies killed people. The Trump campaign rallies led to more than 30,000 coronavirus cases, Stanford researchers say. So
And it could be more than that, because after some people caught the Rona, they took the Rona back to wherever the fuck they came from. Just like Sturgis.
Yeah.
Remember Sturgis and
Yeah.
I think it was that north of South Dakota?
yeah.
Like they were able to trace like
And they had one again. They had another one that's probably going to be worse than last year because of the Delta variant. So
Yeah.
God bless those bearded white supremacist motherfuckers.
Yep. I mean, but again, Republicans, like I mean, I'm not here to like help y'all, but I mean, let's be real, right? If a bunch of y'all get the Rona and more Republicans die from the Rona than Democrats, how does that help you at the polls?
And even if you're selfish, so I want to go back to these deaths. 700 deaths, included that the rallies likely led to 700 deaths. So it doesn't mean that like 700.
No, not necessarily among attendees. Remember,
Exactly,
as
exactly.
a red-blooded American,
Yeah.
your job is to put your convenience above the health and safety. Your right to your convenience trumps, like,
So-
you get that right?
Yeah.
Trumps everybody else's right to live. Remember that.
So even if you are selfish, so you can be in the opposite spectrum. You can be vaccinated drive a Tesla and be a total selfish asshole and be like, fuck unvaccinated people, fuck those people. But this is what happened. This is what's the problem with that. They're filling up
Let
the
me ask you your
hospitals.
opinion on
They're
that.
filling up the hospitals. So that means if grandma gets cancer, she can't get that MRI. She's gonna fucking die because the fucking asshole is taking the fucking ER.
Dude, it is as bad as you think. There are people who are reporting car accident victims, gunshot victims. Okay, we're talking about all manners of serious injuries where people are not getting the medical attention that they need because all of the ICU beds are filled. So imagine if your MAGA truck gets hit by 3 other MAGA trucks because, USA number one, right? And then you say, take me to a hospital. But they say, well, because nobody wore any masks, we don't actually have an ICU bed for you. So you can take your crushed pelvis home and you can lay on the couch, with your Pabst beer or whatever the fuck it is that you drink.
Or go to the church. Go to Jesus and let Jesus take care of you.
Yes, because aren't all of these Southern clergy members telling the people to let God take care of it, right? Right? Because that's what I heard.
Go to George
from one of the clergy members who's now got a tube. He's deep throating a ventilator right now, right? And so I gotta ask your opinion on it. I've been waiting for this show to ask you this because I'm not a good person. Folks, okay? I've never pretended to be a good person. You guys know, okay? Mr. Rhodes, I got to ask you this. On a scale of 1 to 10, we're going to rate your empathy for people who go out on social media talking about no vaccine, no mask, blah, blah, blah. And then they're begging the doctor on their deathbed as they're taking their 13th to last breath, begging for a vaccine on their way shuffling off their mortal coil. I gotta know, on a scale of 1 to 10, where are you feeling on an empathy level? 1 being Jeff Bezos, a sociopath.
Yeah.
Or 10, like, the most, somebody that dies when someone steps on it. Somebody cries when someone steps on an ant.
It's a shade. It's like, I feel like it's shaded different emotions. And it's sad that we have to experience these emotions. I hate the experience. Pity. You pity them. You also like, which is
I'm
shameful.
Sorry, I got another
away.
PTY.
You pity the
word.
fool?
It's called petty. Okay, you feel the pity. Yeah. I'll feel the petty. We'll cover both.
So you pity the fool, and then also you feel sad that they have a kid, they have a fucking mom, some person that was like, dude, what you're saying is bullshit the whole time, and now they're dying. That person has to deal with that trauma of they're watching this person fucking was saying some bullshit the whole time. Now they're dying because of the bullshit. I can't imagine even dealing with that. Like someone
think of it like this, right? If you really think about it, right? If you really think about it, would you rather be shot in the back of the head or suffocate to death? Or drown in your own bodily fluids?
Drowning in your own bodily fluid is terrible. That's why they just that's why these doctors are fucking fucked up and traumatized because they're watching you drown on a hospital bed. And you're not in a bathtub. Imagine being a lifeguard.
You're not in the pool. You're not in the ocean.
Imagine being a lifeguard on the beach and just watching people drown. You can't do shit about it.
No, they're drowning on the beach, not in the water.
You can't do shit about it. Just watching people drown. You blow your whistle. That's all you can fucking do.
And there's nothing you can do. I gotta say, man. This might get me in a little bit of trouble. I am an empath, okay? I'm not just going to say, I'm a horrible person, but let's be real, all joking aside. When I hear that an outspoken member of the clergy is now deep-throating a ventilator.
There's multiple stories of this. This was crazy about it. Multiple stories.
We're talking about of religious leaders who are supposed to lead the flock. We're talking about lemmings off the fucking cliff. Okay?
I mean, they're doing some Jim Jones. They're doing the white Jim Jones, the Kool-Aid Jim Jones. They're doing that Jim Jones shit.
I have to admit, man. I feel like if trading one or several of these, COVID denier guys, if it saves the people that go to their church, if they've got 200 people that sit in the pews,
Yeah,
and then they see that the guy in the pulpit is not there anymore,
yeah.
and he drowned in his own bodily fluids, and then they go and get vaccinated and they start wearing masks because the guy that they trusted.
I mean, and that's the thing. We talked
I
about
have to
this.
say, I'm gonna take that trade
Yeah, but that's the thing.
11 out of 10 times.
We talked about this I think a couple episodes ago about how, like, people who I didn't feel affected about it until it happened to me, and it's unfortunate if that's your personality and that's how you perceive things. Then I guess you have to wait till something horrible happens in front of you, then you're gonna finally
Because again, we're
get
also
a simple ass shot.
as
So
a country of Americans. Another thing that we are known for is being reactive as opposed to being proactive. So something really, really, really horrible has to happen, and even then, it's no guarantee that people are going to
even
act
then,
on what's happening.
because
I
then you
mean,
have stories of people dying, still saying I won't get the vaccine. I'm still not gonna get the vaccine. And they die.
650,000 American. You know what? I'm actually going to look it up right here during our segment because I want to make sure I got this.
Of the numbers.
I want to make sure I've got this number 100%, as close to 100% correct as possible, because I think that it's important for us to understand.
And we're like in the United States, it's like
understand
5% of the population of the world. How small? When we accumulate that many deaths for COVID-19, it's insane.
Yeah. So what I'm seeing here, 622,000 deaths, which is plus 1,016. Remember, we had the deaths actually going down, the daily deaths going down, right? But August 16, 1,000, and it's ticking upwards, by the way, 1,016 deaths in one day. Okay. Well, no, actually, that's not completely accurate, because you have to look at the 7-day average, because a lot of the numbers that are reporting are coming out of the weekend. So being that yesterday was Monday, some of the deaths that occurred on Saturday and Sunday and Monday.
Yeah, because we had a lot of
these are reported deaths, right?
Yeah, because now that's the thing. Like it's been a year and a half of this, and if you're not getting it at this time, I don't know, you're slow at this point. Because remember, whenever exactly. 14 7-day cycles. So if something like a whole bunch of concerts, a whole bunch of things happen, you wait 14 days, 7 days, and a whole bunch of people will be dropping dead.
Well, I got to ask you this, right? Right now, currently, the 7-day average is 704 deaths. So you multiply that by 7, 7 days, right? You got 4,928. Can you name any other cause where in a week 4,928? Remember, we're talking about, this is a number that's greater than 9/11, by the way.
We blew past 9/11, and when people say,
no, I'm just talking about just in the last 7 days. Just in the last 7 days. The 7-day average is 704. That's 4,000. That's 4,928. Okay. So let's break it down.
Remember last year we were having
4,900 Americans die in 7 days, and there's not like this massive movement to make sure it stops.
Nothing. We have no universal health care. We have the opposite, where we're going to talk about more on the show. We're going to wrap this segment up for the virus.
Honestly, and one more thing. One more thing. Because a lot of people were saying, oh, the COVID numbers are being smudged because, if something happened to you, like, somebody slapped the shit out of you, and then you died from getting the shit slapped out of you, but then they say you tested positive for COVID, then they make it a COVID death. Okay? We need to start making all of the deaths that occur because people aren't able to get timely medical care because of all of the COVID deniers, all the people that don't want to get vaccinated, filling up the ICUs. And I said this from the very fucking beginning of the pandemic. If you are going to say that the Rona's not real, you don't want to get vaccinated, you don't want to wear a mask, when you get sick, stay the fuck home.
Because you know what they're bringing back in Texas? They're bringing back the morgue trucks. Remember the morgue trucks, the body refrigerator trucks for bodies? They're bringing those to Texas right now. They're driving those down to Texas. So They're back in style. So this is the virus. Follow Black Power Magic Hour on Twitch, Twitter. We're on the Roku. We're on the Fire Stick. We're on Apple TV. We're a
I'm
psychic
cursing
demon
on TV.
from the moon and beyond. And then Dr. Regency's live talking shit on Twitch, Discord, and on YouTube. And that's the virus Superspreader event.